Whoa, this is looking very nice. Right now it's darker and the shine is really shining. Hi guys, my name is Brendon and welcome back to Neonate's horror game characters creation process. So we're yet again back to working on our small enemies and even the smallest ones this time. Last time I sculpted this floating egg yolk with tentacles guy, and today we're continuing with adding detail to the stalagmite type. So if this one is just a floating head with some tentacles, this one is pretty much just growing from the ground. So what's going on with our wireframe? Beautiful. Yeah, by the way, I'm finishing all the models with like just this Dynamesh nonsense that's going on with topology. I don't care, like I'll probably actually go ahead and use the classical approach this time. Well, I mean, I'm kind of almost going to have to, since I'm actually like really finishing the models without having multi-resolution mesh here. I was just thinking to actually create a good thought through low poly model, not the one that's made for subdividing, but the one that's made for, you know, just looking as good as possible with as little polygons as possible. So actual in-game model, and make that and actually project these high poly meshes onto those future low poly meshes in Substance, because you guys keep recommending me to try that since Substance has like really good normal map baking. I don't know what that means. I'm really excited to see what it is about. Maybe it actually avoids any problems with cavities and everything when it's projecting. Maybe not. Seems like most people are excited about the fact that you should in any case import the high poly mesh, so Substance could use that to generate all those ambient occlusion and whatever, all kinds of maps that it creates when it's working. Anyway, we'll see about that when the time comes. Right now I'm interested in this thing. So right now it looks very delicious. If this guy looked like ice cream last time, this one looks like a chicken leg. I think I want to make him look a little bit closer to a mushroom. So this one right now is kind of like a floating brain with tentacles. This one will be like a mushroom. And you know how mushrooms can look all kinds of ways. It can go really weird. Let's give that a try. So I'm seeing the, you know, good platform to define like a mushroom's hat. And then the stem will be a bit separated here. I'll probably go ahead and do a bit of a fancy way here by creating this mask. Can I see a mask? Ooh, cool. You can like really work in Eevee, like sculpt in Eevee these days. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this guy around here, even though he's a little bit in the way, just because I want to see a reference of the style and what the next guy looks like. So yeah, I'm just gonna mask out all of the stem and then kind of like widen up the hat. That's gonna work swell, I think. Alright, well, let's see where this goes. I think I need this part to be like the inside part. It will be very like meaty and everything. Getting a little bit less meaty with like probably a soft gradient closer to the ground, and also it will get dirtier closer to the ground or something like that. But yeah, since this is the inside part, as other neonates go, it will be pretty complex with looking like anatomy. So let's see how this thing develops in here. Since this is pretty much like, it's not really a head of a mushroom, it's the egg yolk part, implying like there's this somewhat round shape underneath. And like this egg white needs to do this whole business to it as well, one way or another, like crawling onto it. Even though all of it together is covered, so egg yolks are not truly visible, they'll only show up a little bit in the like actual texturing, like a see-through material in a way. You'll see a little bit of that yellow underneath. So overall, there's no need in two separate shapes with two separate materials or anything like that. The shape overall should be smooth and continuous. So yes, I promised, this time I'm working on the sculpt of the stalagmite guy, and then we'll texturize both of them, like add those vague vertex colors. And also, I noticed some of you guys were asking questions about like how do you convert that vertex color painting, like vertex colors, into actual texture. So we might have a look at that. At this stage I don't have the UV map, but I'll just show you guys how it's done in general real quick. So that's the plan. Oh yeah, some deep holes, my favorite part. Okay, these shadows are kind of freaking me out. Plus, I don't really see the deep geometry in the shadow area. Like in here, this is, well, kind of visible, but not super visible. Also, kind of lagging when there's a lot of pixels involved in showing the model. So yeah, breaking down this part right here, it used to be like this. And the way I used to say always, even back in the painting days, was that like, if you have something like absolutely even, always break it down and find one that would be the main one, and the second one will be the secondary one. So I decided to choose this one as the main one. It's a more massive flow in here and it's like going lower. And this one is more like secondary and just supporting this first one. This is looking kind of cool. Maybe even should go a bit sharper with it with this like clay pipes, right? Clay strips. So a little bit sharper texture details will show up this way. Because I really liked those skull-like bone textures that just naturally appeared in here. And I was kind of also adding these kind of brush strokes in here to repeat it on the other side. So I like it in here as well. Especially with these like more, well, the floating guy is not really stationary, but generally less alive and more like some kind of growth. It's kind of cool adding something more calcified to it, I guess. Okay, I'm really hating these roots. They need to be a bit less dumb. So, snake hook. That'll do it. I'll just make them go about a little bit and then just turn them downwards so they would make sure to fit well on most environments. Okay, I think I'll make this part a bit different, like there's a lot of this repeating thing going on, and it does look a lot like a mushroom, but I don't care about making specifically a mushroom. This part will be kind of like opening a hole in here to a much deeper insides, and it will look kind of like a part of a rib cage. So it's like something is about to develop into a full-grown humanoid creature. Oh, so there's this new button in here, I just noticed it. So this button is all about auto masking and it's right in the middle. So we can use this cavity masking just like that. Although it's kinda working a bit weird. Anyway, I don't need that now, but it is kinda weird. That's a pretty cool double hole in there. That sounded weird. I'm kind of hating this default, you know, Fable-like mushroom head shape. It needs to be a bit different. It shouldn't be that on the nose that is a mushroom. Like a little bit more round, a little bit closer to the egg yolk or brain kind of look, I don't know. So yeah, I was planning to make this part like a rib cage. Not sure if it would work out that well, but I kind of forgot about it. But generally, I can see how I like to break down this pattern that's going on everywhere. I added this ball in here. I don't know, it looks good. But in here, it's really breaking down the shape. There was more of this going on, you know. So I flattened it out a bit like this. And then created this giant hole in here, so it's bringing much more interesting variety to the shape. Yeah, I'm actually adding wrinkles to the ball. Alright, this is looking pretty dope. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much done with this shape. Will be really fun seeing how the colors will turn out on this one. But I guess most of it I'll define right now, so let's do just that. Now here I'll switch to Eevee, and yeah, we just go to actually nowhere. We're supposed to be painting in sculpting mode, because it's much faster. Alright, let's see what colors do we have on our neonate number 1. Can I grab colors from you? Oh no, I can't. It's all just white. But I can like switch to you, and then I can grab. So how do I fill the object with this, right? Can I? Yeah, I can. So click and drag. That's not the color. How did that happen? Yeah, I guess that's the correct one, as the very light color. Okay, that's very close. Some personal space, please. So yeah, I'll define the main colors of the skin, and then we'll see how that egg yolk will show through. I don't need you. Why are you still here anyway? I need you. So those inner colors. Oh yeah. So let's try that cavity mapping. Hopefully it'll work this time. Oh, seems like it does. Alright, this will do. Do I also increase contrast? It might look pretty cool. Oh yeah, awesome. Cool. Can I keep it like this? I mean, it's not hard. So yeah, what's cool, the MasterCard button here, show overlays, also hides the mask, which is pretty cool. Well, the mask is in here, you can really change its settings a lot. Wait, why can't I paint the same quality on the inside? Like if I just invert the mask? This is looking a lot worse. What's going on? Like, I can never really paint inside of the crack with both versions. So this way, or inverted, it will become just better, but it's still not touching the cracks. How do I paint inside the cracks? I think this stuff is still active. So right now there's two places where the cavity map is. In here and in here. And they're both like, they have different settings. This one is for the brush, and this one is generally for the whole model, I suppose. I'm saying this as I'm realizing this. And both of them, if they're active, they both work and mask out each other. Plus, when you hit create mask, that's a third mask that exists. I think that's how it works. Because right now, if I invert, yeah, now it works, because this mask is not in the way. Damn, I had no idea. Oh crap, I mean, it's effective. Yeah, I think I need something like this. Maybe I'll even blur it later a little bit. Yeah, I definitely need to blur it now. Smooth mask. So a little bit of this action, that's all I wanted. Feels like a mushroom thing to do. Oh, and also, back to our first neonate, I painted here with the most vicious color of the meat part, in the inside part. Now I need to use this color to do something opposite. Alright, now let's do a little bit of that translucency for the egg yolk. So far we have this version where egg yolk is pretty dark, so let's go with that. Also, of course, this part will be a bit more glossy in the final version. I can't define that right now since I'm just vertex coloring here. Oh, and in the cracks it needs to be more translucent, right? That makes total sense. So yeah, you don't have to create, like hit create mask. I can already work with that when I just activated it. Cool. So yeah, a little bit of that deeper color as well, exactly in the crack at the top. Okay, that's pretty cool. I think we can say this is gonna be the colors, of course with more details and material effects added in Substance. Let's see how we can work on the floating guy here. Okay, so we're starting with the yolk. Oh crap, this mode of masking, it's on. It doesn't matter what the mesh is. So right now I just painted it in like this, I had no idea. Oh wow, that looks alien. Oh, that's looking kind of automatically awesome. Okay, this one stick is pissing me off. Okay, I think I need the egg yolk to be a bit brighter in this one. It's a bit disconnected right now. I mean, it's not necessarily bad. Like in Eevee, it's pretty much connected. Also, the egg yolk is totally bright here though. I forgot to connect it in the material. The vertex color. Is it feeling connected now? Well, yeah, but a bit less actually. I think I need to make it brighter. Alright. Quite a family shot here. Whoa, this is looking very nice. Right now it's darker and the shine is really shining. Really cool looking. This reflection is so good, exposing all of this texture. Nice. And the mushroom. Wow, it really, especially this, like, very tactile, very defined shapes. Cool. Real cool fellas. Oh my god. Whatever happened to my camera? Cool. Honestly, may as well just go like this into the game. I wouldn't mind. It's a third-person game, things are gonna be pretty distant. So yeah, that's the look for our first 3 little neonates here. A real quick note on how to convert vertex color into a texture. So you gotta make sure it's connected like this, like use color attribute node in the shader nodes and connect it to the base color. Then we go to cycles and find bake, and in here we need to find diffuse and only choose color here. And I believe if we're without any add-ons, we need to actually create a new texture, and all of that we don't need. But what we do need is a UV map actually. So let's save it to, I don't know, 2K. And just like that, we have this free texture ready to be used. So we create the UV map now. I'll select the mesh, hit U, and use Smart UV Project. They're gonna be all over the place because our geometry is going in all kinds of directions and this thing is just projecting from all 6 sides. So anyway, now we have a UV map, and so I'll select the object, select this empty new texture, and I hit bake with our settings. Only color and diffuse, bake. And that will mean that it'll just grab whatever's connected to this base color right here. And so yeah, this is already our texture here with some glitches, I assume because of the very intense UV mapping. And yeah, the original looks a lot more flawless, but the texture is pretty close. Here's what the texture looks like. Yeah, apparently some UVs straight up overlap each other or something, because this is a very weird thing to happen. Maybe because it's like shooting a ray on the surface at a certain distance, and maybe if the surfaces are really close to each other and our object has a lot of these folds. That's what I don't like about baking normal maps from one object to another, like from high poly to low poly, because this kind of issues happen in the cavities. So this is exactly what I hope Substance avoids somehow in a smart way, maybe. But yeah, that's pretty much the workflow, how to quickly get your vertex colors into actual, textures. I also want to check out if it's possible to use actual vertex color data in Unreal Engine 5, because there's Nanite now. You can just export full high poly meshes. Why not even avoid any textures and just use vertex color? I should definitely look into it, because that's like literally the next logical step in using nanite meshes. Like, why not just use, colors placed straight onto those vertices instead of, also dragging along a bunch of textures with a UV map? This thing won't even require a UV map at all. In any case, for now this is it. Tell me guys what you think, and let me know if you know something about using vertex color in Unreal Engine. But that's all from me. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye! Man, the first neonate just looks so pornographic now. I put those intense balls in there because it was all black before, so you could barely see it. It was just like a little hint. Now it's like balls. And then everything else.